Hey guys, welcome to Lorcorner in our lovely corner. I'm your host Josh, and with me this week is my two lovely co-hosts,
Dan,
and my wife,
Charlotte.
Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good week. Got a couple of things to talk about. We've had some new spoilers come out.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got store champs coming up
We have.
quicker than I realised,
Yeah.
because they can be spread out across any weekend, can't they?
Mhm.
So someone to me said, "Oh, next Saturday I'm going to a store champions," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty early. Like, what are you on about? Like, it's not time yet."
No.
And
I think because we're doing ours later on in the month.
we're doing ours the same time. It's exactly, I think, like 8 weeks from when, or like the X amount of weeks it should be from the last one.
Yes. Yeah.
But
But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they're starting very soon.
yeah.
I had the same thing with a friend messaged and was like, we need to get deck testing. I was like, why? We've got ages. But he's doing one the same weekend. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've got quite a few going on in knots, but I think we'll talk about those in a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do want to just get straight into new cards.
Yeah.
I think the two we've had two images, I believe. So we had one for the 30th anniversary of The Lion King.
Yes.
We've all agreed that card should have been He Lives in You.
Oh, it should definitely have
Like,
been
Yeah.
that. It should have been a
the art
song.
was so, yeah, it should have been a song. It should have been He Lives in You. Like, yeah, but it's not. The card itself costs 4.
Yep.
Is uninkable. Is an emerald card.
Because we need more emerald right now.
Yeah.
That's all the world needs.
And I believe it says if your opponent has more cards in their hand, then you draw until you have the same number of cards.
Yes, it does.
So it's a very good counter card for the most annoying card in Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
In Emerald.
Yes.
Which makes me very sad.
Yeah.
What colour would you have had it in?
I honestly think it's a amethyst card.
It feels amethyst.
Amethyst to me feels like a balance and sort of check sort of colour. And so to say to someone like, you have more value than me, I do not like that, I will equal you. That feels very amethysty to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm gonna stay on the fence with it a little bit and see what happens with it and whether it actually gets played or not. I think if it was a song, 100% people would be
Yeah.
all over it. As a 4-cost action,
Yeah, because
I mean,
people are not seeing that being worth it half of the time.
I'm playing a few forecast actions in my meta. I'm going to put it in brackets. Meta deck.
Are they inkable?
No.
Okay.
I play a copy of Avalanche.
That's
Which
a
is-
good card.
4 uninkable, steal,
Yeah.
destroy target location and deal 1 damage to all of your opponent's characters.
Yeah.
I played against
Um,
someone that played that card last week, and I didn't realise it was also location, and it wrecked me. I was so sad.
Yeah, we've been doing a bit of playtesting for store champs with people recently, and I wasn't running the card at all. Someone suggested it to me, and then the person that suggested it to me, we had a game, and they had like 3 Buckies out or something, all at a location that was giving the Buckies +1 health, and it felt really good to just destroy the location and then
And
one
then
all
do
of
the
them
damage.
Yeah.
and wipe the Buckies. It felt so nice.
Those good old marbles.
Yeah,
Resolve them in any way you want. I'm gonna do the damage first and then get rid of
it doesn't matter either way because the location is giving the buff. So when you remove the location, they've still got 1 damage on them and they've only got 1 HP, so they still die. Yeah, but yeah, I'm underwhelmed by the card, and I think a lot of that is to do with the color it's in at the minute.
Yeah.
Because it, like I said, it's an answer to Bucky in Bucky's colors, which feels kind of meh. I think the card should have been amethyst.
Yeah. I think there were hints, obviously, at the colour with him being green.
But he's
And, like,
Yeah, the artwork.
spirity.
It does
Yeah.
work together.
Like,
Yeah.
and we know they like to
The
try and embed
tones.
those things into each other, but because both of the reveals have been done in the same way, where it's been like a full spread of art, and then it's been
because one
a
thing I
card
did
a
see
little
was
bit later. So
a lot of people clamoring for a playmat of
yeah,
that art. They were like, "This is gorgeous."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
no matter what
no.
the card is, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they'd like a playmat of that art.
I actually kind of want a full spirit Mufasa now, like just giant cloud beast Mufasa.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Like that'd be pretty cool. We got it with Tink. Like they haven't done enough characters as giant versions of themselves yet.
I don't know if I agree with that. I would like to see a bit more.
you want a giant Mushu. Giant Mushu dragon.
I don't want a giant Mushu, but what I was
Giant
actually,
Stitchy.
let me get around to it. What I was actually going to say was, what I would more like is those kind of things with references to the movies. So, my thought was Giant Stitchy. There's the bit where he wrecks the city.
Yeah.
So I'd love to have like a card that is Giant Stitch, but it's still just
Kaiju Stitch.
Yeah, it's still just
Kaiju Stitch.
Stitch wrecking the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to see, like, I'd love to see like you say, Cloud Mufasa. Like, I'd like to see a little bit more reference to the movies, because we get like little bits here and there, and I understand it's supposed to be a separate story. But I think for a lot of people, the nostalgia hits really well.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the Robin Hood cards have been like really properly nostalgic. Like,
Yeah.
they conjure the image of Robin Hood for me.
Yeah.
Whereas there have been a lot of cards, there's a lot of Stitches that just a Stitch. Like, they're not.
It's not really him from the film or anything.
Yeah.
It's like different versions of him, I suppose.
Yeah, I get that.
I can see what you mean. Yeah.
Like, I get a lot of the characters do transcend their original media. Like, Stitch is an icon in himself. Like,
Stitch Day.
there are. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah,
as
we'll
well.
get to that one.
There are a lot of people I know that like Stitch that have never seen Lilo and Stitch, because it's sort of like,
Really?
yeah,
It's
just-
cute
it's a
blue
cute
alien dog
blue
thing.
blue boy.
Dog thing.
Like, oh, this is really cute.
He's
like-
adorable.
He still comes from that movie, and I'd still like to see a bit more reference to it. I mean, there is little things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's none. The fact that like one of his cards is New Dog.
Yeah.
Like, if you've not watched the movie, that makes no sense to you.
Yeah. Or like even maybe the record player. Like
Yeah.
I still wish he was like there with his.
I do as well. When I first saw the card, I thought his finger would be on it.
Well, what I want
And,
is
I was a bit sad it wasn't.
I want a Stitch singer. And then the image for that has to have him with the record player, right? If he's going to be a singer.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So I Stitch singer 4.
Because we had the hula dancer
Yeah.
sort of
Mm.
in the most recent one, so
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
So yeah, the other spoiler we got was for Stitch Day. So if you're American and you write your dates backwards, so you write your months first, it was 626, I believe.
Yeah.
626 days.
626 day.
The 26th of June.
Yes.
We're in June.
Took me a second there.
Months.
Yeah.
Months.
Stuff happens.
That's
Yeah.
difficult. Time.
And that was officially Stitch Day, because Stitch is Experiment 626. So the other spoiler we got was one of Stitch playing Tug of War
Yeah, with someone.
with someone.
And it's like-
we don't know if that's the whole card image. We don't know if
Yeah.
there's a card to go next to it.
Oh, see, because it was landscape, I thought it looked like a playmat.
Again, but that's what they did with the Lion King one. So they keep posting them landscape first,
Oh,
and then
right.
doing the other ones.
Oh, because I've just seen that as a card, and then that as a landscape. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so well, there's no card around it yet, I don't think.
No.
But there are some interesting things in the art.
Yes.
So, the Lorecat's back.
The Lorecat.
Lorecat's gonna come rustle around a bit.
Russell,
You alright, buddy? Yeah, so the first thing to point out is obviously
He's not-
that was
Yeah.
He's
that was not graceful.
That was
He's not
graceful.
doing very well.
The first thing to point out is
First thing to point out is Stitch is playing tug of war with someone, so we
Yes.
don't know if there's a more to the card, or if there's a matching card to go with it, or who he's playing against, or what their card will look like. The next thing, and I think this is the one that most people have noticed, is the little flag that is on the rope that he's pulling.
Yes.
It is a purple flag. I would even say it's an amethyst flag, like it's that
Yeah.
colour, that
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah.
But it has the steel emblem on it.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are saying they think it'll be that we have dual colour cards, which is really interesting to me. One of the most interesting things with dual colour cards is they will be locked into their colour pairs.
Yes.
So with a game like Magic, you can play 3 colours and play all of the 2 colour combinations of those 3 colours.
Right.
So if you're playing black, red, white, you can play black, red cards, white-red cards and white-black cards.
Yeah.
But with Lorcana, because the inks are 2 maximum a deck,
Mhm.
it means those cards can only be played in those colours.
Yeah.
And I think that gives them a chance to make those cards a bit more powerful than other cards, because
Yeah.
they are putting a restriction on your deck building when you
Mhm.
choose to build around them.
Yeah.
because I guess then you're so limited. Whereas at least with just purple, you could pair that with any other colour.
Yeah. So if it is a purple steel card, that will only be playable in a purple steel deck.
Yeah.
Which at the minute there isn't one in the meta in your scene. So it's, then you have to build a deck around that and see what you can do with it.
It's an interesting idea. I don't know if we're too early in the grand scheme of Lorcana for that sort of thing.
And what makes you think that? Do
It's
you think not enough card pool?
Yeah, partially the card pool, and it's also just another gimmick. And I know we kind of this is how card games live and survive, sort of thing, with new gimmicks and new features. But I feel like there's more to explore first before we start going, actually, because what does that mean then as well for the essence of these cards? Because that's just a fairly normal stitch. Is it it's not a special stitch? So what does that actually mean for the essence of these characters if they're being actually what I'm
Here's
for lore?
the real
Oh
curveball.
yeah, so you're
In
thinking
terms of a lore thing, if they're being drawn from a combination of inks instead, what does that actually mean about them as
Here's the real
characters?
curveball, guys. He's going to be amber.
Yeah. It's just an amber stitch.
It's got a steel symbol, it's got an amethyst flag, and it's an amber card.
And it just means nothing. It's just it's just a party. All of them are just mixed up on it. It's just party vibes.
I mean, maybe that could be a thing. I like your thought process though of the character, and then what would it mean for them specifically if they were 2 colours, not how it's been where they've been assigned to say 1.
Because each of our Illumineers in the story and that, they can draw from multiple inks,
they're all associated with 2.
So
Shanzei, one of the first ones, she is the amethyst steel associated one. So
It's her. It could be her then.
Could be her card, say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be something. It's something that I'd like them to go into story-wise as much as mechanically.
Yes.
From a mechanical perspective, I really love the idea, but also story-wise, I'd love to see the Illuminators learning to mix their inks, and then there being some kind of consequence to that.
Yeah, because them say working together almost.
No.
As well,
so
maybe?
no. So I'm still saying because each Illuminator is 2 colours. Yeah. So the card that we get that is still amethyst will be a card that I can't think of her name. Shanzi has made, because she controls those 2 inks, so she's fused them together to do something. And I'd like there to be fallout from that. So maybe some of the colours that don't have Illuminators tied to them, things from them start coming up that the Illuminators haven't made and don't know how they've existed, and it's because the inks have started bleeding or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
Or they end up making a giant 6-coloured monstrosity because they've all mixed their inks and they all bleed into each other.
That's a great idea.
It'd be a perfect time for the Phantom Blot to come in.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be a playable card. It'd be like the Ursula, the big Ursula box.
Yeah, massive thing.
Yeah, that'd be
fight.
that'd be really cool.
I love that idea.
Talking of the Ursula's quest, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to say on the Stitch card at all before I move on?
I don't think so. I'm just interested to see what it is. I mean, the only other thing that I've thought about it, with it being a tug of war scene, is could they potentially be doing a bit of a Smash Bros. Ultimate with us, and we're going to actually see them add more characters into this picture over time, which isn't something they've done before. But we've got the whole party vibe. It probably
say,
will just
rather than
end
it
up still
being
being
Stitch and a character, you're thinking it's Stitch and a person and a person.
Yeah.
And on the other side, there's a person, a person, a person.
Yeah,
So it's
and
that'd be
build up
cool.
a full
Yeah,
themselves.
and then
Yeah,
it's a long.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done
And
it with
then-
2 cards before as well.
Yeah.
So,
And then there could be a action or something in the middle.
Yeah.
That makes up the center bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that idea.
Could be neat. They do like to do their connected card
Yeah.
arts.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the one that really sticks with me is the Jacques one.
Yes.
Because you can get
Jacques
Jacques and
Couscous.
Couscous and they line up with each other, and it looks really pretty.
Mm.
But yeah, on the Ursula's Quest thing, one thing I did see today, and I don't know how official it was or when it was released, but there was an image of the Gateway product, the Learn to Play chapter story sort of product that's coming, and apparently it's got 4 different stories in it.
Okay.
That you can basically traverse through each one and learn not only about the game but the lore.
Yes.
The product is mostly aimed at bringing more children into the game, and I think it's a good. As much as I like Ursula's Quest, it's quite rough. Like, you have to kind of know what you're doing to play it. It's a challenge, which I really like, because there's no point in them printing something if it's just going to be easy to beat and kind of boring and not for people to play.
Yeah, you want that sort of replayability with something like that as well, don't you? So, but to have it actually be challenging and be kind of like, oh, should we have one more go? We just missed out by like a couple of lore. Like,
I really like that aspect, but I think this product is really something Lorcana needs at the minute. To pull younger people in. I still hope that at some point we'll get some clarification on like a juniors league or something like that. I know that me and you have said if anyone does come that's under 16 and they don't want to compete in the adults, we'll run a junior league for them. But I'd like it to be an official thing.
Yes, that'd be nice.
Another thing that was kind of interesting was Ravensburg, USA, have some new job postings up. And one of them was for a coordinator for the judge program.
Okay.
Well, that was one of their responsibilities, was like the judge situation.
And this is Josh's application. I just keep watching.
I'd love that to be true, but it is a US-based job in their like Seattle office, and I don't have the money to move out there right now. If they do get a Europe role in the UK, then please hit me up. I would absolutely adore to do that. But I just thought it was cool to see that there was a lot of feedback at the first 2 events from judges saying, like, as nice as this is, I would like a way to properly test myself. I would like a way to properly be recognised. And on that subject, I'm putting myself out at the minute in Nottingham to judge other store champs as well. So we've also got dice. I'm doing meeples. I've reached out to 2 other stores to see if they need a judge, because something that we noticed in the rules recently is that the TO and the judge are supposed to be 2 separate entities. And so for a lot of places that are run by like a single person, it's kind of hard for them. So I normally charge a small fee, but I'm waiving it for most people, or seeing what they'll offer me for this time around, just to try and help out.
You'll take cardboard.
Yeah, I'll take boosters. I will always take boosters.
I'll take cardboard. I'll take a biscuit.
Yeah,
give him some biscuits.
Give me some white chocolate digestives and a cup of tea, and I will be your judge. But yeah, just try and help out.
Cheap.
Wow, thanks. My wife, everybody. Just to try and help out the community and make sure that we can run them in knots, and the more we can get running, the better. So
there's a really good spread, and like I'll do an attachment on the end of this podcast with like the ones that we know of so far that have put tickets up and stuff like that.
And we're trying to make sure we spread out our dates between us and other stores, so that people can go to multiple. And
I think you guys have done it sounded like such a nice idea of like actually reaching out to other stores and kind of coordinating with each other, so that, because I know last time a lot of the guys that we play with and that come at the weekends, by the end of that week, like, they were dead. Because they were having to go to multiple. Obviously, they're staying up late, and then if they went to one like the following week, like, they then felt bad because they couldn't come to. I know a lot of people. So a lot of people did 4 last time. They did the Saturday, Sunday roll, and they went all over the place to do that to fit them in. I know a lot of people this time are doing like 3 or 4 over the 3 or 4 weeks, so they're going to do like 1 a weekend, say. And I think it's just such a nice idea, because it makes it fair for the other stores as well, because obviously some got missed out because of that, and people didn't necessarily go because they were too tired or like
I mean, I'll be interested to see what Ravensburg say about it. One thing that has happened is the Swiss can be 2-game format or 3-game format, but the top 8 cut has to be 3-game format.
Same as the challenge though.
So as I say, they're aligning it with the challenge.
There's been more talk about people not liking 2 games and actually preferring 3. Like now that we're further on in,
It's something that our
I've
community
noticed.
is discussing at the minute and kind of struggling with.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people saying to me, I love 2-game format because I don't feel like I've done as bad.
Yes.
But then I've got a lot of people saying to me, I hate 2-game format because I am playing really well and still getting completely ruined.
Yeah. It was always going to be a divisive thing, like always. And Ravensburger have said, like from the very first Lorecast when they announced it, like they want it to be fun and they want it to be that idea of like they want people to feel like they're not doing as bad.
Yeah.
They want people to be like, oh, well, this time I got 4 points, next time I'll get 7.
Like this is one thing I tried to point out to the community was like, we are playing a game that, while it has a competitive scene, it is a family-friendly game. It is from a company that is family first.
Yeah.
And so they're going to want to make more people happy in general than they are going to be like, all of the top players need to feel amazing sort of thing.
I don't see it. I know it's got big money behind it because of the IP and the resale of like the numbered Mickey cards, the serialized ones, like gone for some crazy money, but it's never going to be something where it is big money behind it. I don't think. Like, I don't see them putting the World Championship on and being like, yeah, you're playing for 15 grand here. Like, I can't picture them getting to a stage of doing that because I think it
instantly cuts out.
It pulls it away from the sort of audience that they've already tried to go for.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've even spoke about like upping the cap for different promo numbers, haven't they? Where they're like, oh, actually, we might change this to top 128 at this promo and stuff like that. So I think changes like that.
I kind of see that, but I can also see there being like a very separate competitive and casual. The way I would handle it personally was I would keep doing DLCs and I would keep doing like I would do a world and I would have all that kind of side of things, but I would also run like every 3 months in like various different countries like Disney Fest.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're coming to Disney Fest, everyone is getting the same stuff. There is nothing to win. There's nothing for you to beat people with. The entire point of them is come together, enjoy the card game, enjoy Disney. Like
get some cool stuff that you couldn't necessarily get.
Yeah. And it's like bring your family so everyone gets to come along and have fun. Give out lanyards, give out some cards, put a movie on a giant screen in the auditorium.
They did say like that was what they wanted to do, didn't they? Like these like events like for both competitive and casual. So
but I think trying to mix them at a DLC, having been to a DLC, trying to mix them at a DLC, I think is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, what do Pokemon do? Like, how do they handle it? Because you could argue that that's also for kids.
Yeah, I mean, I've only obviously been going the last few years, and Worlds in London was my first one, which is obviously going to always be on a bigger scale. But even the last EUIC this year, they upped it in terms of like they had much more space, and down one back area was just like a mini fun fair area. So there's like little activities for you to do. They've got like a games corner where you can play like retro consoles and stuff like that. So they do have like things where it's just like if you are a parent that is playing in it and the other parent is there with the kids who aren't maybe old enough to play themselves yet, or they're just not fully into that sort of scene, then they can go off and do that whilst you are competing and stuff. So and then because obviously you still have your side events as well, which is always a good like family sort of thing. And I think whilst there were teething issues with the challenges, I think the side events are along the right lines. From what I've heard with like the villainous and other stuff like that. So I think it would just be like a matter of having a section. But the problem with Disney, even more so than Pokemon, is there would be so many people that would just be along for the Disneyness of that. So
this is what I'm saying with like the you hold a separate event for that, because I think
too many people would go just to be like a Disney thing.
Yeah, be like when you're running a card tournament, things are pretty manic anyway. And it takes a lot to manage anything else that's going on. So like in my mind it makes sense because you are trying to capture two very different audiences. You are trying to capture people who are playing a card game You're trying to capture people who are playing a Disney card game.
Mm.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like that's why I think the DLCs work really well for people that want to play a card game. They're also fun for people who want to play a Disney card game, don't get me wrong, but a majority of the people there were there to compete.
Yeah.
And I think just having a fun event once every 3 months, and like you should move it around, so like it's in England 1 month, then France in 3 months, then Germany in 3 months, and you do the same maybe with the States, but 2 or 3 locations because obviously it's much larger.
Yeah.
And you just have it is aimed at families. You're not coming here to compete in Lorcana to win prizes. You're coming here to play Lorcana with random people, have fun, meet new people,
Yeah.
enjoy the card game. Everyone walks away with the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's more of a friendly vibe. It's more of a
Community.
yeah.
Lorefest.
I'd love to see something like that.
Northwest.
Lorefest would be great.
That's a good name.
I'll email Ravensburg. I'll get them on it.
If they've already had Lorecast, then they'll have Lorefest. Lore
So
community.
I like Lorefest. I like Lorefest.
Yeah, Lawfest is good. Yeah.
Reddit Fest.
If it happens.
I guess we should probably mention.
They'll probably get onto us now, like shush.
Stop those
Like-
things. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably mention our store championships are 20th
Yes,
of July.
20th of July.
Dice Cup in Nottingham.
Mhm.
I believe tickets are up for sale now on the website.
Should be.
Yep.
There
There'll be
are
links.
64
I've always
slots.
wanted to do that. There'll be links down
There'll be
there.
links down below. There should be
Check out
or in the description if you're listening on audio.
Yes.
Yeah, there should be 64 seats, I believe, is what we've been allocated this time around. And we're trying to make it as magical as we can. We've invited some special guests. We don't know if they're coming yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We're going to
Try
try
our
and get some streaming stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's lots of gears in motion at the
Yeah,
moment.
me and Dan really want to make it as big and fun as we can. We want to make it Lorefest.
Lorefest. I mean, we've spoken. Yeah, we've spoken before, haven't we? Like the dream of like this community and stuff would be one day like having a tournament in Nottingham Castle grounds. And
Yeah,
stuff.
That's a great idea.
I still really want to do that. You can rent the castle. I could say cafe, but it's like a canteen. It's quite big.
Yeah, it's big.
So you can rent that space,
Mhm.
and I'm there. Like we could easily fit like a good 128 players in there. Like
Even if we could do like a early or late summer where it's a bit cooler, like one
Yeah.
more keys sort of thing. It's like
yeah,
you could have
yeah.
that like out on the grounds.
That'd be great.
cool as well. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's the dream. That's
And
the,
obviously everyone gets a Robin Hood or a Nottingham Castle promo.
yeah.
Well, I was thinking if you blow those cards up as well, and you like have them like dotted around.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Or
really
with TNT.
You get people to stand by them and give you a stamp. You collect them all, you get something cool. I don't know. But we need to plan this right now. It's something me and Dan have talked about. And we'd like to.
We're just planning.
We'd like to.
This is what
We'd like to have a
happens.
Disney Lorcana event at Nottingham Castle.
Yeah.
Ravensburg, if you're interested,
Hook us
reach
up.
out.
Again.
Uh,
So this episode's just the Ravensburger like
pitch episode.
pitch episode. Yeah.
Just send it
Here's
to them.
our ideas.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think that's all we've really got to chat about this week. We've decided to move to a bi-weekly schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because in between sort of sets, there's not a ton to talk about. And we're finding it a bit hard to do it every
Yeah.
week.
We might
And
drop
not
in
just...
a little bit more with like some random videos here and
So
there
that's
now.
the thing I was going to say was that we are thinking about other content. So I have a box upstairs that's sealed that I desperately want to open, but these two keep on telling me I need to wait because we're going to do some box opening and film that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're lowering the number of podcasts, but we're going to start picking up some other
Bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is exciting things in there.
Yeah, we've got lots going on,
Lots going on, lots happening.
lots planned.
Yeah. I think before we do hot takes though, with set champs we've set champs coming up. Dex, what do we think is gonna be? This is like a mini hot takes. What is gonna be, because
Now we've
we
got
know
mini
what
hot
the
takes.
current menace is in terms of
Like, for various reasons, I've been keeping a very close eye on the meta recently.
yeah.
So I know what the top 4 decks are. I'm not going to go through them all on the stream.
I mean the
Just colours.
Bookie
Okay,
discard
so
is the main
Bucky discard is
main one at the
still
moment.
Ruby.
you know.
There's Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Amethyst, and Still Sapphire. Those are the 4 like big decks at the minute. Ruby Amethyst is pretty much the same list it's always been. It's Bounce Shenanigree with a bunch of control.
And Frenemy now.
And yeah, Frenemy.
Bit of Sisu Frenemy.
Yeah, and then you've got...
That's Flame. The new Flame Rider card.
Yes. Yeah.
You've got the...
I know.
Sapphire Ruby list, which is...
I didn't for a bit.
Which is Ice Blocks and Sisu and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then you've still got... There's still Sapphire Ramp.
Yeah.
And then there's still Emerald Discard. Those are like the 4 big decks.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see the most of it at Store Champs.
Yeah.
Of course, if I play in any Store Champs, I'm going to win them with a Still Amber, Still Ruby,
Still Amber now.
Still Ruby,
Still
Pirate
Amber
list.
Pirates.
No, a Still Ruby Pirate list. I will definitely win with that list. Definitely.
Got Pirate Piglet and Steel Amber.
Oh yeah.
Couple of Captain Hooks.
You just
Don't
wanna-
worry about it.
You just want to what's it deck, don't you?
I just want a Piglet deck.
Yeah.
No, what I really want now is a Stitch Experiment deck, because that was mentioned to me, and I was like, that is
Yes,
a
and I said
brilliant
this,
idea.
I think, to you like a while ago.
You want the other
The
experiments.
experiments.
Yeah,
the other
100%.
experiments.
If we're
That'd be
getting,
amazing.
You're talking to the Stitch Boy.
Yeah.
Like, of course I want all the experiments.
we're getting like the other races from Candy Crush or Candy whatever.
Yeah.
It is. Why is the
Yeah, but that is still this is the issue.
It's
That's still a
Bracket
movie,
Routes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Stitch other experiments are from the TV series.
Yeah.
Like I want them, don't get me wrong.
DuckTales was the TV series though. Tailspin.
He's right.
He's right.
So
He's
we've had
right.
some TV series. That's all I'm
He's
saying.
right. It can happen.
I mean I can pray.
Yeah.
It's my second wish after Mushu.
I was gonna say.
Mushu, Stitch experiments, more Treasure Planet cards.
No, I think to jump back, I think the meta does feel very settled amongst those right now, and it'll be interesting to see if something does come out again. Like obviously what we had with the random.
There are some sort of tier 1 decks below that. So there's a Amber Amethyst aggro list. There's
some Steel Song bubbling.
there's a Steel Song.
around.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to mention as well. Oh, Amber Ruby, all characters. Like, there are still a few of those floating around as well. Still seeing them hit top 8s of various tournaments across America and Europe. So there are still other decks out there.
I want to see some madman do Sapphire Emerald and like just fishbone quills and hidden ink casters and like I'm just inking everything. Yeah.
Just either you can play Bell, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It's just like
Super bell ramp.
yeah.
Like all the bells.
Well, like I
Discard
said,
bell in there.
I'm playing still Ruby because I want to play something different. I want to try something out. You know,
Fair, yeah.
I don't know how well I'll do, or how bad I'll do, but just more fun for me that way.
Yeah. And that fun is fun.
Fun is fun.
But it's what's important, right?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather take a deck that I'm going to have fun with to Store Championships and know I might lose. Than,
Yeah.
Like when we were playtesting, I playtested Sapphire Steel, and like it's a really good deck. It's really powerful. I felt really powerful playing it. I was also really bored because it was like, this is not my deck. This is not what I enjoy playing. This is not what I want to play.
Like that's what I've done. Like every card game thing we've tried, like with Magic, I had my dinosaurs. I had my Mushroom Boys. like I love theming my decks.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun.
You're always gonna fit into those like different camps, aren't you? And I think
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the weird middle ground because I'm like, I want to do good, but also, so like, my deck is streamlined to be good. It's the good version of what my deck can be, but
That's so happy.
I'm always happy.
Oh.
So hot takes then.
Hot takes.
I'll take time. I have a flaming hot take, which I'm gonna save till the end. I think you two should go first.
No.
No.
No. My hot take is that we're gonna get some new Illuminias because it's
as cards.
as maybe not as cards, but definitely referenced within story.
It's like new
New main
Like
Illuminia
characters.
characters or
Yeah.
like new named characters at least during this that aren't Disney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To take on other colours, do you think?
Yeah,
or like
possibly.
maybe combos?
Maybe possibly other combos, or it's supposed to be this big gathering of Illuminias and their glimmers, so it makes sense for some other ones to either come out of the woodwork and be like, yeah, these have been here the whole time, but they've been off doing this, and maybe that'll be a new way into the next villain.
Ah,
Okay, yeah,
because they've got their own stories.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
I'll do mine.
Yeah. What's your hot take?
My hot take. So, I was thinking with the monster that we were talking about, with all the colours.
The 6-color boy.
Yeah, where it could come together. So, what if that was Hades? We've seen him in multiple colours now.
Yeah,
Because we've got the 4 different at the minute, right?
So the 2 we're missing are ruby and amethyst.
Yeah.
Because we've got a steel one.
We got amber.
We got amber.
steel. We got amber and sapphire set 1.
Yeah.
We got steel set 3. Inklands,
Yeah.
and then we got emerald set 4.
Yeah.
I don't think we got one in set 2. Could be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know enough for Hades' lore to know that. All I do know is that one of his cards does reference him enacting his schemes while Ursula's keeping everyone busy. So yeah, so you think he'll be the big 6-color?
Yeah, he could be all
Monster.
all of the different flames. His flames could be different colours.
Okay.
I mean, and
Yeah, I guess
massive.
we've seen those ink swirls in the sky and
yeah,
around Kristoff.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they're all
Maybe
colourful.
he-
maybe they're the souls of the ink.
The souls of ink.
Ink
Ooh.
souls. The spirits of ink.
The
They
ink's
little
alive.
ink spirits and stuff. Which could be because Bruni's in this set. Which I swear that's
Yeah.
just a recent thing that they've named it Bruni. I'm sure I've looked in the past and he had no name. He was just the salamander thing from Frozen 2. But now he's Bruni.
Oh,
Bless him.
okay.
I've seen it referenced on
I thought it
multiple
was
Disney.
Bernie.
It could be Bernie. I thought it was
Burni.
Bruni.
I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tell us in the comments.
Bernie makes sense. 'Cause
Bernie
he's
makes
on
sense.
fire.
Yeah.
That
Bruni
does
just
make
sounds
sense.
kind of cute.
Bruni.
Well,
It does sound.
My canon now.
I
My
thought-
canon now is that he's Bruni.
I thought you were talking about Bruno.
Bruno.
But your little nickname for Bruno
Bruno,
is Bruni.
Yeah,
We
but
don't talk about Bruni.
you'll be able to get that T-shirt on our merch store soon.
Just about Bruni.
All right, my hot take.
Uh-huh.
This hot take, not only is it a hot take, but it's a bit of a deep dive into mine and Dan's friendship. Because I think we're going to get some locations that are attractions. I don't think they will necessarily
Love that.
be the Disney attractions. They'll be attractions at the party, because the party kind of feels a bit fun-fairy.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I could see them
So-
having references to Disney rides.
Like a
So,
vague teacups.
Yeah,
So
or
it's
I was
like-
thinking like a carousel, or
Yeah.
like they could have like a big Ferris wheel, and it would have like a name referencing something,
Mm.
like that kind of idea. So yeah, my hot take is that we're going to get some more locations this set. They're going to be attractions.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind that. Awesome.
Well, with that done and dusted, I think we'll call it a week.
Yeah, we used to say have a magical week, but we're changing this to
Have
every other
a
week.
magical fortnight.
So just go full Disney and have a magical time.
Yeah, go for it.
Have a magical time, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye, guys.
Woo.